The absolute value of a number a, denoted by absolute value of a, is the distance between the origin and the point on the number line with coordinate a. For example, the absolute value of 3 is 3 because 3 is 3 units from the origin 0. The absolute value of negative 3 is also 3 because negative 3 is 3 units from 0. If the absolute value of x is equal to 3, technically speaking, x can be 3 or negative 3. So we have two solutions for this equation. The definition says that for any real number a, the absolute value of a is equal to a if a is positive, and the absolute value of a is equal to the opposite of a, negative a, if a is negative. For example, 3 is positive, the absolute value of 3 is equal to 3. Negative 3 is negative, the absolute value of negative 3 is equal to minus negative 3, which is positive 3. So the absolute value is always positive because it represents the distance from the origin. The absolute value of positive 4 is 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is minus negative 4, which is positive 4. The absolute value of 0 is 0. 0 is at the center of the number line. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is minus negative 2, which is positive 2. Always operate within the absolute value first and then take the absolute value. The absolute value of negative 10 is minus negative 10, which is positive 10. The absolute value of 3 minus 4 will be the absolute value of negative 1, which is minus negative 1, positive 1. 2 times negative 3 will be negative 6 plus 7. The absolute value of negative 6 plus 7 is equal to the absolute value of 1, which is 1. If the sign is before the absolute value, you need to take the absolute value first, which is 2, and tack on the negative number. So the negative absolute value of 2 is equal to negative 2. Similarly, minus the absolute value of negative 2, we take the absolute value of negative 2 first, which is 2, and then we tack on the negative sign, so it's negative 2 also. The distance between 2 points on the real number line is equal to the absolute value of a minus b. Example 5, find the distance between negative 3 and 4 on the number line. If we count the units, we realize that the distance between negative 3 and 4 is exactly 7 units. The formula will allow us to find that distance without counting the unit, and it's going to be the absolute value of 4 minus negative 3, which is really the absolute value of 4 plus 3, absolute value of 7, which is 7. Notice that if we start with negative 3 and we say it's the absolute value of negative 3 minus 4, we will get the absolute value of negative 7, which is minus negative 7, which is 7. The same answer. Now we need to find the distance between -7 and 2. That distance will be equal to the absolute value of -7 minus 2, which is the absolute value of -9, which is +9. Between 8 and -3, distance is the absolute value of 8 minus -3, which is the absolute value of 11, which is 11. Between 17 and 4, it'll be the absolute value of 17 minus 4, which is 13. Between -6 and -13, it's the absolute value of -6 minus -13. -6 plus 13 will be the absolute value of 7, which is 7. Distance will be 5/3 minus -3/4, which is really 5/3 plus 3/4. We don't need the absolute value because the sum is positive. Common denominator is 12, the lowest common denominator. 4 times 5, 20. And then 3 times 3, 9. So that distance is equal to +29/12.